Are you drowning in a sea of long articles, research paper, and reports? What if we could understand the key points of any document in seconds, not hours? Today, you are going to learn how to build your own intelligent article summarizer using Google's powerful Gemini AI. We'll write the code step by step in a Google Colab notebook. And by the end of this video, you'll have a tool that can take a wall of text and turn into a bullet summary, something like this. Best of all, you'll be able to tell all the AI exactly how you want it summarized. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, here we are in the Google Colab. If you have never used it, don't worry. It is a free coding environment that runs right in your browser. I put a link to this exact notebook in the description below so you can follow along. First, a quick concept. We're using what's called a large language model or LLM. Think of it as a super intelligent brain that has been trained on a vast amount of text from the internet. We are specifically using Google's Gemini model, which is fantastic at understanding long pieces of text and generating human-like responses. Our goal is very simple. Give Gemini an article and ask it to summarize it. Okay, first thing first. We need to install the official Google AI library. This one line of code, pip install Google Generative AI, does all the heavy lifting. It's like downloading an app that lets our code talk directly to Gemini. Let's run it. It takes a while to get that loading, and there we go. We have it. Next, and this is super important, we need an API key. An API key is just a secret password that proves to Google that it's us making the request. You can get your free key from the Google AI Store, Google AI Studio. The link is right here in the notebook. This is here. You'll see here, once you go here, you'll be able to find your Google API key listed here, which you can copy from here. And then you can come here, open up this key secret option, and here you can paste the key. Don't forget to turn this notebook access on so that it is accessible within the notebook as well. Okay. This is much safer than if you put it here. This is much safer than pasting your key directly into the code. Okay, now let's go here. This code block then imports the library and configures it with our key. Let's run it and we should see the successfully configured message. Okay, we see API key has been configured successfully. What essentially we are doing here is we are just importing Google Generative AI Gen AI here, and we want to get the user data because user data is the one that will actually help us get the Google API key. We get the user data, we get the Google API key from the secrets, put it in the global variable Google API key, and then we are configuring our Gen AI with the API key of the Google API key, which we put it here. Um, if it is successful, we print API key configured successfully. If not, then you just there will be an error message that will be showing up here. Make sure that you have enabled the notebook access so that this is accessible within the this Google Colab. Okay, great. Now we need something to summarize. I pasted here a long excerpt from the Wikipedia article about Apollo 11 mission. This will be our test subject. We're just storing this big block of text in a variable called article text. Let's run this. This is simple. Okay, now this is where we come to the basic summarization. Okay, this is the time for the magic. Let's perform our first basic summary. The process has four simple steps. First, we tell our code which AI model we want to use. We are defining here Gemini 1.5 Flash. At the later half of the section, I'll explain how to search for different kind of models. Um, this will just list down the model name. Then second, we create our prompt. The prompt in the instruction we give to the AI. Here our prompt is simply summarize the following article and then we attach the article text. Third, we send this prompt to the model using generate content within the model and we send the prompt here which we have written up here. Finally, we print the response here. Let's run this. Let's see what Gemini has come up with. Wow, look at that. That's fantastic. Concise paragraph that capture the essence of the entire article. Apollo 11 launched on July 16, 1969, successfully landed in this entire. So this entire big chunk of text, this is quite big if you look at here. This entire big chunk of text has been summarized into a single paragraph. And this is just an example. You can probably provide a longer article here, and again, you will get a much concise summary of that article there. Okay, but what if we want more control? This is where Gemini becomes a truly practical tool. We can change our prompt to control the output format. This is a powerful technique called prompt engineering. In this next cell, I have two examples. First, I'm asking it to summarize the key events of the following article in exactly 3 bullet points. And for the second one, I'm pretending I need a summary for Twitter or Instagram. So the prompt is summarize the following article for a social media post, keeping it under 50 words. Let's run this cell. Look at that. The first output is a perfect 3 point summary just as we asked. The second one is a short, punchy summary for the social media. By simply changing one sentence, the prompt, we get two completely different but equally useful results. This is incredibly powerful. Okay, this is great, but copying and pasting code isn't very efficient. Let's make our tool really usable by wrapping it all up in a Python function. I've created a function here called summarize. It takes two arguments, the text we want to summarize and the instructions. Inside the function, it does exactly what we did just manually. It builds the prompt here. It is building the prompt up here, and then it gets the response from the Gemini API. Now we can just call this one function with any text and any instruction we want. So here you will look at this. I'm saying that, okay, generate the summary on the summarize the article text. Let me just run this. Okay. So here what I have done is I have set up three different tests. A generic summary, a 4 point line, 4 bullet point summary, and a super challenging one to summarize this entire article in a single sentence. Let's Once you have seen the output, let's look at the output here. A generic paragraph about the Apollo one, and then we have a 4 point timeline summary. I think it is pretty good. It talks about the launch, the landing, the surface activity, and the return to Earth here. And in one sentence summary, it just says on July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 successfully landed Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon, fulfilling this challenge and this. I think it's a pretty good one sentence summary for this. We have successfully built a flexible, intelligent, and a practical AI summarizer. So, what next? You can take up this code and expand on it. Imagine building a simple web app where you can paste any URL and it automatically scrapes the article and summarizes it for you. Or you could use it to summarize the transcript of YouTube videos or business meetings or Zoom meetings. The possibilities are endless. Today, you just didn't see a cool AI demo. You learned the fundamental steps of using a powerful LLM like Gemini, setting up the environment, crafting effective prompts, and turning raw code into a practical, reusable tool. Before I go, I just want to tell you one more thing. In the case of GenAI, if you want to specifically look at, okay, what are different kind of models? So Google has provided within the GenAI different kind of model that it lists. So GenAI, if you call the list models on it, it will provide the information. When I'm selecting generate content, it will give you all the models which actually generate the content. If you want the entire list, just you can print the model itself because I have here you can see model has a name, they have a base model ID, they have a display name, Gemma 3B, Gemma here. We have a variety of different kind of models, and along with the models, they actually tell that the supporting generation method. Whenever we are trying to summarize anything, we need any model which comes up with a generate content. And you can try and experiment with different kind of content. In future videos, I will probably try to create an app, probably on the Gradio and or Streamrate app to actually make it much more professional looking. For now, if you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on the practical use of AI. And I have a question for you. What would you summarize for this tool? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy building.